In this video, I'm going to be opening up a pack from every set in the Sword and Shield era, in Korean. Also be sure to let me know what your favorite Sword and Shield era set is in the comments below. We're going to start off with Sword and Shield, Shield a little bit battered. But if you guys recall, of course, this is what makes up Sword and Shield base set in English. When it comes to the Asian releases, this applies to Japanese, Korean, of course. They're releasing in separate sets, like, multiple sets at once, sometimes 3 even, and we'll get into that. So the highlights of these 2 sets, however, if you recall, the full arts were there, the hyper rares were there, Marnie's in Shield, particular, we have Marnie here on the side. But the main highlights were also the gold cards, because we had gold Zacian and gold Zamazenta. So I'm not expecting to pull anything from this video in particular. It's just to kind of highlight all the different sets. These are loose packs. When you buy loose packs, you can't really expect much. It's better to buy sealed booster boxes if you expect something good. And we have, oh my gosh, Sizzlipede. And yes, guys, this whole era still has the yellow borders. Please keep that in mind. Scarlet and Violet era is the era with gray borders for the first time, so no pull there. 5 cards per pack from these 2 sets. Again, Sword and Shield base set. If you pull anything good, it'll be exciting. And also one thing to note too with Korean Pokemon cards, international backing, its own separate card stock, however, very, very different from English. And no card trick needed, so that's pretty cool. Very different from the Japanese packs where usually you put 1 card to the front. And then we have Lantern here and Team Yell. Yes, there's a Team Yell full art. So this is basically your introduction to the Sword and Shield era. You're going to see a lot of characters that were introduced early in the game. And the next 2 sets I'm going to bring up here are basically Rebel Clash in English. We have VMAX Rising, or VMAX Rising in Korean. And here we have Rebellion Crash, taken from the name Rebel Clash, but of course the English that came out a bit later. So we're going to get into this. Again, just like Sword and Shield, you just have your full arts, your hyper rares, and also gold cards. But the gold cards are actually shiny, which is really cool. Frostmoth is in one of these, and there's a different one in the second set as well. Again, not expecting to pull anything from these. I believe Sonia is one of these sets as well. Holographic Gyarados. No hollow borders, guys, just within the card. So again, that's a nice characteristic of Sword and Shield era. Lots of Toxtricity too in this one, and also Dragapult. So some favorites that you are introduced to you early on in the Sword and Shield era. Roly-Poly, we have Scyther. I know for some of you it's like, whoa, blast from the past. I believe Rebel Clash is also one of Opossum Bud's favorites as well. And we have Whiscash. So yeah, guys, again, don't expect too many pulls from this. This is really just to review everything. It's also fun because we haven't seen these sets in a long time. The next one I'm going to bring up, this is basically Darkness Ablaze minus the Charizards. Charizard actually came out in a deck along with Grimmsnarl, so they're 2 different decks, and then you have these 2. All those together make up Darkness Ablaze in English. So this is Pogyum Walker, this is the Korean name of Explosive Flame Walker, and then we have Muhanjon, which is Infinity Zone. Takes from the Japanese name, Mugen Zone. So we're going to start off with this. Of course, it's featuring Gigantamax Centiskorch. Super cool. But again, just to repeat too, the Korean sets are going to take after the Japanese. They just tend to release 1.5 months to 2 months after the Japanese release, so you're going to have to be a little patient with the Korean cards. Oh, I think I see something back there. Maybe a V card. Even a V card I'll be happy with. Unfortunately, packs are weighable in South Korea. Also, sometimes you get advertisements. I wonder if that's what it is. Okay, we have a holographic Tyranitar, so that's a holo at least. A little bit duller compared to the Japanese card stock, and yes, it's a little cardless, so that's pretty cool. So that's one thing too. As you can see as well, not every pack is going to have an advertisement. I do say this in my videos. And we're on to Infinity Zone featuring Eternatus, the main boss of Sword and Shield. Actually, Eternatus actually got me into playing Sword and Shield because it looked really interesting. And also, onto YouTube, this is actually my first Japanese set, but now this is Korean, of course. And from Muhanjon or Mugen Zone, of course, you have the Eternatus cards. There were actually promos that released from this set too. And you have a shiny Colossal as the gold card. So again, no alt arts yet. The next 2 sets are actually pretty fun. If you remember Vivid Voltage, we have here Angcheongwi Boroteka, which is Astonishing Volt Tackle in Korean, and we have Legendary Heartbeat. So this is a very significant set because this introduced the amazing rares, and it's also formatted a little bit differently from typical sets. Astonishing Volt Tackle has 5 cards per pack, as well as the previous sets. Legendary Heartbeat has 7 cards per pack, and I think there's 20 packs per box. So it's differently formatted. Actually, Legendary Heartbeat came first. So let's open this. If we get an amazing rare, I'll be very shocked. Of course, my favorite is the Rayquaza. There's a bunch of others, including Zacian, Zamazenta, and other like Celebi. But let's see what we got. Again, 7 cards. So you're going to get more than usual. But it's really cool, you know, going back to these cards once more. And we have an advertisement, so we have holographic Diancie, again with the yellow borders. And this is actually, I like these advertisements because they'll show the pack art, which is really cool. So that's a nice little highlight. And now on to Astonishing Voltackle. This is when the hyper rares were cool, guys, because Pikachu was the chase. I remember when a YouTuber cut a Vivid Voltage pack in half when it was so disappointing because they cut a hyper rare Pikachu at the end. And we have a holographic Zapdos. Another highlight of the set was the gold Oranguru. It was shiny as well. This is back in the day when we still had the shiny gold cards. And now, guys, this is the end of 2021. Sorry, 2020. We're going into 3 years of Sword and Shield. So this is the first high-class set, and by far the hardest pack to obtain for this video, Shiny Star V. There's a lot of controversy at the time of when this came out. So it's towards the end of 2020, the holiday set for Korea and Japan, basically Asia. There were people who were doing breaks of this set, and I mentioned this before already, trying to, you know, say that this was Japanese or pricing it very similarly. It wasn't saying that SR wasn't guaranteed. And also, there's obvious differences, the yellow borders, the quality difference. At least in these packs, we're also guaranteed a V and a VMAX. That's the nice thing about high class sets. They have extra call. Oh, wow. Okay, that's our first major pull in this video. We got an amazing rare Kyogre. And also we have very special reverse holos. This is the oily foils, if you guys remember that. Oily reverse holos. But yes, there's also amazing rares in Shiny Star V. I think there's Yveltal and Reshiram as well. And this is very textured, as you can see. You guys get a little bit of texture taste of the Korean cards. So very happy about that. Again, did not expect that at all. So that was worth how much it was cost. So now we're going into the second year of Sword and Shield era. We're going to start actually with battle styles, if you guys recall. This is Single Strike Master and Rapid Strike Master. They pretty much released at the same time. This is beginning of 2021. And this is when the alt art started coming in. Urshifu, VMAX, Tyranitar, and Empoleon, of course, in Rapid Strike. So that was really cool to see at the time. And this is when people went crazy for the alt arts. We've had alternative arts before in Sun and Moon era with the tag team sets, but they reintroduced it in this year. So that's really cool. So Crobat holographic, again, not expecting anything. It's just really cool to go through these sets again. Rapid Strike, Yongyok Masters, the Korean name. Well, if I remember any of the Korean names, I'll definitely mention to you guys. It's fun to say as well. Galarian, Mr. Mime, Bisharp. So anything else to mention for this set? Yes, there's also gold cards too. Octillery is Rapid Strike. Houndoom gold card is in Single Strike. They're both shiny as well. Very playable. I remember making a deck actually out of that. And our next set of packs, actually this is when the English set started getting bigger as well. This is basically Chilling Reign. You have Matchless Fighters, Silver Lance, and Jet Black Poltergeist. Of course, we have a lot of alt art in this set as well. This one is very notable though, because you have the Galarian legendary birds. You have a cool Bashamo or Blaziken VMAX, or I'm thinking the name in other languages. And also others as well. There's the Komiya Galarian Slowking. So a lot of alt arts were chock full in this set, and people had a hard time completing. This is when people, I think, started giving up on completing master sets just because it was becoming impossible at that point with how many packs you had to open in order to do that. And now we're on to Silver Lance. There were actually cool promos that released at the time of this, along with Jet Black Poltergeist. There was a Sandaconda with this logo. Even in Korean as well, they also had the same promos as they did in Japanese. It's when you bought a booster box at the Pokemon Center, if you bought at least I think 1 or 2, they give you a promo depending on what you order, so that's pretty cool. And then with Jet Black Poltergeist, you get a Celebi, which I have featured previously in a simplified Chinese opening, but that was a promo in Korean. It's not part of the set like in Chilling Reign or in the new simplified Chinese sets. You have Kecleon here, QD Fly, Malamar. Ah, look at that. We have Gengar. The Korean name of Gengar is Pentom, one of Jay's favorite Pokemon. So that's cool. Nice walk down memory lane with Chilling Reign up. And this is the craziest set of Sword and Shield era. So even till this day, we have Evolving Skies, guys. This is what it's made of. We have Eevee Heroes, mass open by everyone right now. We have Towering Perfection. That's had the cool alt art of Duraludon and others. And also my favorite, Blue Sky Stream, Rayquaza. We have the alt art of Zinnia, everything. So we're going to start off with Eevee Heroes because this came out first. Moonbreon, guys. I know everyone's after that. If I pull an alt art, I'll definitely be shocked. But it also came with these like little code cards or, you know, like game cards at the end. So that's part of that set specifically. We have Phoebus, And there were some trainers, the infamous Gordy was here as well, and Tay Hello card, so yeah, I wasn't expecting to pull Moonbrown. That pack was probably way because everyone's chasing after that. The next one we're going to open is Towering Perfection. Very nice set. I think Suikun's also in the set. No alt art, but the V card was pretty pleasant. We see a special art later on, and we'll get into that towards the end of the video. Gliscor, we have Evolution of Lotad, we have Skarmory, Wagon there, and also Galarian Zapdos. Oh, the evolution was Lombre. The names always come back to me a little bit later after I review the Pokemon. My brain has to process. And now we're on to Changgong Stream, Blue Sky Stream's Korean name. No card trick, no SR guarantees. So, you know, in this realm of sets too, in the Sword and Shield era, you know, it's pretty much your basic type of sets. No art rares yet, like how we see in Scarlet and Violet era. No pulled. I would have freaked out if it pulled the Rayquaza VMAX Altar. I do have it already. Incredibly textured, but incredibly beautiful. Now this next set is really interesting because, of course, it's going to be Fusion Strike in English, but it's just fusion arts, and I feel like they combine other things like decks that release in Korea and Japan to make that set a little bit more buffed up, and maybe other cards that didn't release yet. So basically Fusion Strike, but it's fusion arts in Korean. The Mew is a cool alt art. There's V and VMAX. There's the Genocide doing the breakdance. Some cool trainers like Elasis, Sparkle, Clam Pearl. Again, it's really cool to walk down memory lane. I've heard about the weird God booster boxes in English, the whole print error. And on to the next set here, we have 25th anniversary. This is when Celebrations came out. Of course, this is South Korea's version. Same as the Japanese, Chinese, all the Asian releases had this. And it's cool too because all the cards were holographic. If not, you pull the Gold Mew or the Professor's Research, if that's your secret rare. So you have Kyogre. That's really cool. At least everything here is technically a nice little hit. So we have Kyogre. We have Cosmog. Oh, full art Pikachu in Korean. Very nice with the yellow borders. I do appreciate that. And these are very easy to pull, by the way, when this came out, if you didn't have that experience. And of course, we have the nice 25th anniversary logo too. Unfortunately, when this came out in simplified Chinese, this actually got, eliminated. I don't know why. We have Reverse Hollow Energy and another advertisement. Advertising Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, ironically. Now we're at the end of 2021, going into 2022 actually, because this set released very late. This is VMAX Climax, by far my favorite set in Sword and Shield era. But the way this released in English, there was no actual set of this. All the CSRs, CHRs, and the random cards that you find in this set would release throughout the later sets of English, like Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance. But this set introduced the character rares, the character super rares. Of course, we saw character rares before in Dream League, but they reintroduced it in this set. So this was a very significant high-class set that released at the end, or the holiday of that year. And there was a whole chock full of beautiful artworks. That's why everyone went crazy for the set. And thankfully, too, despite the hype for VMAX Climax, a lot of the cards were very affordable. Oh, very nice pull. Charizard, the Jamong in Korean. And we have a lot of nice artworks. Even God packs were available in the set, even in Korean, yes. We have Orbeetle. Oh, look at that. See, there we go. We have a CHR character rare because we have little Milo in the back. And what do we have here? Blaziken VMAX. So no secret rare pull, that's expected. But it's nicely textured. Again, some reprinted cards from previous sets. This is from Matchless Fighters. So I'll put that away in my little Marnie sleeve. And now we're on the final year of the Sword and Shield era. And we're starting off with Starbirth. Of course, this whole era was kind of promoting the Legends Arceus release. It's already 2 years old. I can't believe that much time has passed. So we're going from 2022 into 2023 by the time we're at the end of this video. And again, just repeating, it's going to take after the Japanese set, so pretty much the same thing. It's interesting too because this era of releases in South Korea and also Japan, you had alternating sets. So of course, Starbirth is pretty much like a regular set, like Matchless Fighters, like Single Strike Master. Oh, very nice. We have an Arceus V. See, I don't even expect to pull V cards, so very happy about that. Arceus also in Korean. But the next, set, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm talking about Battle Region. This is where we get into Astral Radiance. And it's going to also include these two sets. But what I mean is this set is formatted differently from these next two sets because this will have a Radiant card, like a shiny card, and also also art rares and CSRs. So whatever VMAX Climax introduced, you're going to also see in these alternating sets. This also includes Dark Fantasma as well. So, you know, this is why we feel so spoiled in Scarlet and Violet, because now every set has art rares. We didn't have that in Sword and Shield era until towards the end. See, we have our CHRs. You couldn't pull something like this in Starbirth. And that's what made the latter half of Sword and Shield era very substantial, in my opinion. Very nice Chandelure with Chantal in the back. And also Chandelier Hollow right before, Chandelure. But now going into Time Gazer, Adaman is in the set, the alt art, Dialga's in the set. So yes, there's still alt arts, but again, no art rares or CSRs, etc. I think I see a VMAX, which is pretty nice. Again, any pull I can get from these loose packs, I'm happy with, because they're very weighable. Very nice. Machamp Gigantamax form. Now, they're not always Dynamax form. If they have a very different form from their normal size, they're going to be Gigantamax, so that's very nice. And there's an alt art of Machamp in this set as well. And now we're on to Space Juggler. So it released at the same time as Time Gazer. Again, promoting Legends Arceus. It's Origin Palkia. Oops, there goes the pack art. We have cute little Eevee by Sao Sao. We have Torkoal. And yes, this had a very nice special art of Palkia, Origin Palkia. We have another Orbeetle holographic. Again, we still have the yellow borders in this time period. No silver borders whatsoever. And now we're moving on to the next set of releases. In English, of course, it's Lost Origin. This is part of it. I'm not going to show Lost Abyss because there's another set in between. But we have here Dark Fantasma. The order of this time was a bit odd. Pokemon went a little bit weird with the English releases, but we're just going to focus on the Korean releases just to avoid confusion. Of course, this is one of those special sets too. You have the art rares that you could possibly pull, CSRs as well. Not too many, you know, special arts, which is nice, so you don't have to stress too much. But you can also possibly pull a Radiant, and also reverse hollows as well with the Pokeball pattern, which is very nice. We have Mischievous, and here we go. I'm glad I got to pull one. We got a Radiant card, Hisuian Sneasler. So this is very cool. Again, only Battle Region, Dark Phantasma, and Incandescent Arcana, which I'll get into in a bit. We'll have this. It's going to alternate. Now, before we get into the last half of Lost Origin, we're actually going to Pokemon Go. So they had a collaboration, and of course, it's also released in English. It's the same set. It's the same, you know, everything, just in a different language. We had also special arts in this. We had Mewtwo and Conkeldurr and others as well. So we have Squirtle, bringing back some, you know, Gen 1 Pokemon as well. And we have Steelix, Moltres. I like the Pokemon Go logo, if anything. It's a nice highlight of the set. Energy card with the Pokemon Go logo and a little advertisement. This is great if you play the game. So if you want to take that code, go ahead. I don't play. So, and on to our last half of Lost Origin. We have Lost Abyss, guys. Very nice. Beautiful special art of Giratina. This is when Pokemon cards started getting stupidly expensive because of some artificial hype in Japan, and then it just bled into other countries and whatnot. But yeah, there's no art rares in this set. It's just one of those standard sets. And we have also the Lost Box kind of tactics coming in there as well. And now we're moving on towards the end of that year of Sword and Shield era. We're going into Silver Tempest, guys. If you remember, Alolan Vulpix was featured on the ETB of the Silver Tempest in English. But of course, this is Incandescent Arcana, and this is Paradigm Trigger, my favorite of the two. We're going to start with this. One of the special sets, we have 7 cards per pack. If you ever want to know if it's like a special set or not, like if it has the art rares, Radiant cards, CSRs, it's going to be the 7 card packs, not the 5 card packs in the Sword and Shield era. Again, even like Legendary Heartbeat had amazing rares, but it had 7 cards in a pack. We have Hollow, Tapu Lele, and we have, wow, very nice Braixen art rare with Serena. Very nice with the yellow borders as well. So again, very happy to actually be pulling something from this set. And on to Paradigm Trigger. Oh, very famous for the beautiful Lugia alt art, Unknown, and also Regidrago alt arts. I'm a very big fan of it. I'm happy Lugia finally got a lot of spotlight. And there were also promos that released with the set as well. It was like the Get Challenge. Again, not expecting to pull anything crazy from the set, but no art rares, no CHRs. You guys noticed too from those special kind of packs, we've pulled something consistently. Now into the finale of the Sword and Shield era. I think my second favorite set, because I feel like VMAX Climax was better, but we have here VSTAR Universe. Now this released in 2023, the very beginning. We're just bleeding into 2023. Beautiful set, also released in Japan as well. And this released in English as Crown Zenith. So English language cards decided to make its own version of this, because I mean, I don't blame them. And I think we got something at the end, guys. Way to end this video with a banger. Let's see what we get, because it's textured, I see it. So this is a high class set. You're gonna get 10 cards in a pack. Guaranteed at least like a V or V-Star, you know, depending on your luck. And we have our holographics here. Yeah, Crown Zenith was also very fun. English Pokemon releases had a lot of different waves. We have our reverse holo foil, looks like a mini cracked ice foil. And we got, wow, very nice. We got a Kantaro art style Colress, I believe is the trainer. And look at that texturing, very, very nice. I did not expect to pull a secret rare at all in this video. So that's our SR. Not guaranteed, guys, in any of these packs because they're all loose. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that walk down memory lane. I hope that helped to familiarize yourself with the Korean sets as opposed to English. If you enjoyed the video, if you want to see more openings like this, please comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.